Hey YouTube, this is I Am Faja, and this is...
I'm Big Diesel.
Oh my God, he is so full of himself. Hey, good morning YouTube. Today we're going to be rail fanning the Clinchfield Loops in Marion, North Carolina. The Clinchfield Loops were built in 1914, and it's a series of what, about 24 miles?
Yes.
And if you draw the line from the beginning to the end, how far would it be?
4 miles.
About 4 miles, and it's a series of 14 tunnels, and it was designed by the Clinchfield Railroad to bring coal from West Virginia to
the coal plants of North and South Carolina.
Coal plants in North and South Carolina. So tag along with us today while we see if we can get some videos, and you never know what we'll find. All right, thanks guys. I hope you enjoy the videos. Okay. Bye. Here we are on my Google Earth, and I have it set up with all the tunnels of the Clinchfield loops marked along with all of the loops, and there's 5 of them. Loop number 1 is over here by the highway. There's a really nice little bridge right here in this area over the highway, and another little bridge over a seasonal creek. It's going to prove to be a really great place to rail fan from, simply because there's not a lot of high trees there. We had some problems today with foliage on trees, and if the leaves had been off the trees, if we'd have been there in early spring or late fall, we could have got some magnificent shots. Loop number 2 is on down the line over here, and let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry. Loop number 2 is right here in this general area. And unless we can make acquaintances with some of these people and park on their property, we're going to have an awful time getting to it. We're going to move now over to loop number 3. And loop number 3 is right in the middle of the 1st and 2nd Rocky tunnels and the 3rd and 4th Rocky tunnel. But the 3rd Rocky tunnel was daylighted. And by daylighted, I mean it was collapsed. So it's not really a tunnel no more, but I just wanted to show you where it was. Loop number 4 is over here by Peppers Creek Road Crossing, and this is what we're going to concentrate on today, but I'm going to come back to that in just a moment. Loop number 5 is all the way over here, and it's basically starts in this area above Snipes Tunnel and goes all the way around to the first Washburn Tunnel. And this proved interesting, and I'm going to tell you a funny story here. We were set up right here in this area when we got there this morning, and we got our cameras and everything put together, and we were having a great time. We walked all the way down to the Byrd Tunnel. We came around between the Byrd Tunnel and the Lower Pine, and we decided where we wanted to be set up. Diesel wanted to be back here closer to the crossing to catch them coming out of the loops. I wanted to be near a tunnel, so I decided to set up just outside of the Byrd Tunnel. Diesel decided to set up right here at the Peppers Creek crossing. Now, as you can see, Peppers Creek winds all the way up through here, and this right here is the actual track. We were sitting here, and we heard train horns, and we couldn't see anything. We thought it was a ghost train. I mean, my God, we were like, where is this train? Well, come to find out, from this side of the line to this side of the line is about 100 yards, and he was blowing this crossing, and I took off running down to the Byrd Tunnel. Took me about, I don't know, 15 minutes for an old man to huff and puff down there, and we didn't see nothing. And here's why. I'm going to zoom out for a moment. From where we were at up here, parallel to the other side of the mountain, down through here on the line, all the way through here and back around the here is 5.76 miles. Well, after we heard the horn blow, 25 minutes later we saw a train. So it took that train 25 minutes to get down here, and once he got in this area, he was over the mountain, so he was just basically coasting coming down through here. No horn blows, nothing, and you're going to see why that's funny here in just a little bit. But when I show you the shot in a minute of 3 tunnels, I'm going to be set up here zooming through Byrd, in and out of Lower Pine Ridge, and in and out of Speedy Tunnel, which is just 1.08 miles. It was an unbelievable shot. Oh my God, it was so exciting. So let's go ahead and get to the video, shall we? Okay, we're looking through the south end of Byrd, out the other side, into the Lower Pine Ridge, and out the other side, and into Speedy and out the other side. This area was just incredible. I could not have asked for a better place to get shots, and I really hope you guys appreciate the videos today. Okay, this was the funniest thing ever. I'm just going to talk while you look at this footage. From where we were at on one side of the mountain, it was about 100 yards on the other side of the mountain, and we heard a horn. So I took off running. I basically ran from the Peppers Creek crossing up here to the Byrd Tunnel, and when I got there, there was no train. I didn't know what in the world was going on. Unbeknownst to me, from the other side of the mountain to where we was, it was about 5.75 miles and no horn blows. So I'm sitting there, standing there, absolutely doing nothing, not even running the camera, and all of a sudden I look down the tunnel, and guess what I see? Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. We were having major issues with our radios working over the mountain, and Travis couldn't hear me, so I was just repeating to get him to look this way. Travis, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Do you copy?
I'm having trouble hearing you again.
Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. So I thought if I just kept keying the mic and going, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, eventually he would hear me. And in the end, he did. These mountains are killing us on our radio reception. Travis, do you copy? Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Oh my God, we had the best laugh about this later in the day when we finally got together, because he was like, I think the title of this should be Here It Comes, Here It Comes, Here It Comes. But it was a great day, and we were so excited. We were expecting the train to be coming from the south and going north based off of the horn, when in fact he was set up to watch for it to go over the come from the south. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. And in the end, he was set up to see it from the south. I wanted him to know it was coming from the north.
You see the train?
Alright, train number 2 is entering tunnel 3. Should be here any minute. We changed our position a little bit from video 1. We're hoping that this is going to pay off and be a really nice shot. Wind is pretty good up here today, but I think I can hear him now. Remember, they're on the downside here, so they're not chugging. Here it comes, engine noise now. Get ready. Can you feel the excitement? I swear I hear a whining coming from the south.
Yes, that is him.
Is he coming from the south?
Definitely from the south.
All right, well, we got a rare treat here. Looks like we got one coming southbound. We was going to try to catch a head coming down the way we got the last video, but this one here looks like he's coming from the south, so we're going to zoom over and pick him up over here. Holy boy. Get it, son. Can y'all hear that? There he is. Get him. Just so you can see where this is, we're this far away. We're zooming in on him. We're going to catch him over there. He's coming left. He'll be here in about 3-4 minutes. Another big grainer. All right, now. Nope, looks like it makes manifest. All right, this is going to be kind of cool. It's our first northbound. All right, I'm listening. The engines are coming through the woods over here. Let me know when he hits the crossing. Man, this is exciting. This has been a great day. I don't know if I'm gonna put all these videos into 1 or 3 different segments, depending on how long they are. All right, he's blowing the crossing now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna zoom out and we're gonna pan. He's basically running on the other side of those woods there. And we're gonna come down here and we're gonna catch him coming through the grade. He's probably gonna be chugging. This guy's probably gonna be chugging like mad. you see him on the viewfinder? If you zoom in a little bit. Where's he at? There he is. Big CSX leading the way. But I'll tell you one thing, this guy is just rumbling up the track here. Alright, this looks like the tail coming here. It's going to be kind of tight. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can't bring this back around. And here we go. We'll follow him on up. When he goes around this turn up here and disappears, he's about 6 cars from going in the tunnel. Awesome! Great day. Thanks for watching, guys.